Moo. Moo. Hold down the Reading terminal. Make sure that we always have meat here. If we always have meat here, the city is thriving. So yeah, I'm just thinking about black and white and my switch from color to black and white right now, as it was a kind of random abrupt shift. You know, I made the kind of ignorant and silly decision to just get rid of all of my Fujifilm like X Pro cameras and lenses, because yeah, I just wasn't satisfied with using these anymore. I had a lot of issues with the cameras and the way that they would break down on me 2 times in a year, and yeah, it was just kind of ridiculous. Like so I just decided, okay, let me just get rid of them. I mean, I should have just kept them, but I wound up trading them in, having enough to get the like Ricos, so I don't know, I mean, it was kind of worth it, I guess. But yeah, nonetheless, I just want to like flesh out some thoughts about me transitioning from color to black and white, and kind of just like do a deep dive in it really briefly here. Filming with the GoPro Mini 1080p 30 FPS. Yeah, I got this back from as a replacement. I should definitely have taken a photo of that moment right there. But you move on to the next one, right? There's always another opportunity. I could have done it if I didn't have this water in my hand, and now if I hold the water there, I can do it. But yeah, it's fine. Wow, look at this bike. This is super nice. Cargo bike, similar to my bike. So yeah, I feel like Philadelphia deserves to be photographed in black and white. Being born and raised here, growing up here, I've always imagined, like every time I would travel abroad and come back, I would always switch my Fuji camera into the black and white JPEG mode and just shoot black and white a lot of the time, because I always felt like it just feels right. Like I want to do this city justice. And if I'm gonna primarily photograph here throughout my life, as this is where I am, this is where I got spawned in, you know, I can't really change that. I mean, I can always move, leave, whatever, but it's like why? It's like I have this perfect playground for me to do my street photography. So if I'm gonna do this for a long-term project, a lifetime project, yeah, it makes sense for me to just do it in a way where I can sustain myself. And I think that black and white in general, it's gonna last longer, and the files as a small JPEG black and white file will last longer. I can take way more pictures and store way more pictures, and I imagine that I'm gonna leave behind stacks of iPads filled with billions of photos one day. And yeah, essentially black and white just I think it just works better in Philly. Like it fits the aesthetics of the place. This city is extremely gritty and grungy and all this sort of stuff. Look at this, Elon Musk and Bezos, cyborgs. It's kind of cool. I really do think that the city just deserves to be photographed in black and white. But even so, if I travel again, I'm gonna probably shoot in the same way that I am now, with the small JPEGs and the high contrast black and white going forward in general, because it does simplify the process for me. I don't want to have to go home, import to Lightroom for an hour with all these big clunky files, process the pictures, apply the Provia standard film simulation thing, whatever it is. It's like, I just don't have the time for all that bullshit. Like, I just want to be out shooting and move on to the next one. And by importing the photos to my iPad and culling through them using the small thumbnails and just sort of picking and choosing which ones are good or which ones are bad, and then uploading them to my website on WordPress or the Google Photos app for now for downloads. Yeah, I like doing it this way. It's just a matter of me finding the quickest process possible. While I do think that aesthetically it suits itself really well for Philadelphia, I also think it has to do with the speed, right? So like speed is really important for me. From the moment I press the shutter to the moment I go home and cull the photos. I just want everything to be fast, and the high contrast black and white aesthetic is the quickest way. It's like there's no need to process or tweak anything afterwards. It's baked into the file, and it makes a beautiful artistic picture. I'm also more interested in abstraction of reality going forward, because I've spent the past decade making quote-unquote like realistic pictures, right? I've made a lot of realistic pictures, and now I want to make abstract pictures. I want to be multifaceted. Hey, look, one day I'm gonna put ice on my wrist, said the silly goose. And so yeah, I definitely think it's more interesting to do black and white because it's more abstract and more artistic in terms of the approach. But yeah, it's all about the speed and the aesthetics for me going forward, because yeah, this is, yo, look, this is where I be. I'm in Philly, 215. So it's like, yeah, if I'm gonna be photographing in this gritty city, yeah, let me make some gritty, raw pictures. You know what I mean? And let me speed shit up and just get to the heart of the medium and make these instant sketches of life. So with that, I'm gonna end because yeah, I just want to go back and yeah, let me chug this rest of this water and go photograph more. Yeah, that's pretty much it. More thoughts to come. I'll probably make videos about the same thing over and over again until I feel like I've fleshed out enough thoughts. Yeah, this is a ongoing process for me.